Hey everybody, this is Melina from ScrapbookingwithME.com and Me Crafty Scrapper here on YouTube and Instagram. I have been waiting for a quiet moment and it just is not happening in this house right now. We have a brand new little puppy. Her name is Lila Rose. She is a Yorkie and she is, let's see here, 8 weeks old. And she likes to whine, but it's just because she's wanting attention, I know. And then, of course, when she's hungry and thirsty and things like that. But we give her plenty of attention. But when we do walk away to try and do other things is when the whining keeps on, persists and persists. So, anyway, I have the washing machine going right now. I think Aaron is loading the dishwasher. It's just not quiet, and I apologize for any background noise you will hear in this video because you're going to hear some. I wanted to show you what I was working on. I'm doing a little 4x6 journal that is going to be kind of like a collage journal. So, you know, like an art journal, but I'm making it myself, and I wanted it to have a spiral spine. So I'm using my Zutter machine, my old, this thing is so old, but anyways, it still works. And, you know, if it's not broke, don't fix it kind of thing. So I wanted to make a little journal for the year. So this is going to be for 2022. And I have a sheet for every month in the journal. I've got them already cut 4x6. The covers I cut 4 1/4 by 6, just so that I could have a little bit of a lip for the covers. But I am finishing up putting all the holes in my sheets. So if you've never used a Zutter machine, I'm not the best at this, and as far as lining it up and things, so you would want to watch somebody totally different to get the gist of this machine. But and there are plenty of YouTube tutorials on using a Zutter machine. As you can tell, I have not mastered this. I don't use it often, so it's not something that I try to stay schooled at. Once I use it, then I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I got through that one, so I'm not going to remember how to do it the next time. Anyway, there is the sheet that already had holes in it. I put in the front. I have 2 sheets behind it. They're cut by 4x6. And then I lined up the little guide here. And then you just line up the sheets that are behind it, and then you just pull down on that arm. See how archaic that is? And then you have these holes, and now you need to cut for those. So I just flip around. Who knows if this is actually the way you should do it, but this is how I do it. It always works for me. It comes to mind whenever I start working with it again, that, oh yeah, that's how I did that. So I just line that up and then press and make sure that it goes all the way through, and it did, so we're good. I keep one, and then the ones that I've chonked I put on my ring. I'm using a 0.75 inch ring, or spiral, or spine, or whatever we're going to call it. So now I have just got 2 more interior sheets. So this is page 11 and page 12. And then I've got my back cover. I'm going to try to line these up. First, I'm going to line this up. You just kind of line it up where you want the holes to start for the spine. And then that kind of takes care of, you've already cut this one, Melina, you just need to line it up. Takes care of all the rest of the holes. So I'm going to get that one back in the guide. Alright, I'm going to put the holes in these. So now I have all of my pages punched, and I'm going to put them on there just like that. And so then when I close this up, my book will look like so, with my little covers a little bit lipped over the actual pages. Now I'm going to decorate, try to get the front and back cover decorated and collaged with 2022. I'm going to use these stamps from Felicity Jane. It's like a typewriter script. I'm going to use those stamps to put 2022 on here somewhere. And then I'll put pockets, I'll collage and put pockets on the inside covers also for memorabilia throughout the year. And then on this first one will be for this month, for January. So I'll collage it, and whatever I like, whatever my mood hits me for the month, I will collage that one, decorate that one all up, maybe even stamp January on it somewhere. And then I will collage but leave enough room to get me some journaling space, and I'll just journal about the month, maybe the highlights of the month. Thought that was a neat idea to do. So the thing is, I'm not going to close up my spine until the end of the year. Now that might sound a little crazy, but I want the freedom of being able to take the pages off and freely decorate, and then if I need to, go back and put it in the Zutter and punch my holes again if I collage over them. I want to be able to freely go and do that and take out any page that I want. And then when I am finished with the entire book at the end of the year, then I can clamp this closed and it can be a permanent little book for me. Okay? So to start on the cover, I want to just get, this is going to be a scrap buster project. I'm just going to use scrap pieces of things that I have throughout the year. Alright, I've kind of got my bearings on how I want this to look. I really love that paper right there, but I just don't think that that goes with everything else. So I'm going to take that out, and I want a little bit of color on this. This is a little, it looks like it's a little dried plant, but it's just kind of like a washi kind of sticker. So I pulled that out that I want to use on it, and like I said, I want some color. So I'm thinking I might add this along here, and then like so. And then on this paper is where I want to put the stamp, the 2022. And I'm thinking, since I'm going to put this on, and then this probably over the top of it, and this is going to go over the top of it. Alright, I'm going to keep these to the side because I might add some more little pieces after I get everything inked. So I'm covering up this cover, and I know which way I want to layer it. So let's go ahead and get my ink out. I'm using walnut stain oxide, and I'm going to ink all of my little piece edges. And this little ticket comes from the freebie that Miss Betty Ann Renfro made up for me, and it is on my Buy Me a Coffee website. It was our free Christmas digital set, so that's what that little ticket is from that I'm using on my cover. Alright, I'm getting my messy mat out because all of this glue is probably going to go everywhere. And since I've already got holes notched out, of course, it will. So I'm just adding some art glitter glue and just squeezing it and pushing it wherever I want it. And then this little piece, it's going to slide up underneath that torn edge, and then right up against that edge. And then any little spaces that I end up having, I will cover up with little pieces here and there. Okay, there's the top half, and then this one, but I think this dictionary page needs to go down first, here on the edge. And then this piece will be underneath. My other piece is on top. Whoops. So I'll put that down and make sure it is good and stuck. And then, yeah, I'm going to put that piece on top. I had thought about tucking it underneath that, but it's such a pretty piece. I'm going to let it go. Okay, and so that's going to be there. This is going to be here, but that is also going to be back behind this. That is not. So let's go ahead and get that glued down. Okay, so if I do that and that, that works. And you can still see some of the dictionary page there. And let's see. Then I'll offset a little like that, and we'll get a few little extra pieces out. So let's go ahead and glue this down, and I want that top to show on the top of my cover. So I'm going to just dot some glue around. It will dry, so I'm not that concerned about where the glue ends up unless there's not something to cover it. Then I'm going to put glue on the back of this coffee dyed or tea stained paper, and then this little ticket piece. There, so you can see the torn edge of that paper. Okay, so I'm just wondering, ooh, I kind of like that there. So let's ink that and get some of the white covered up and gone. Let's cut off the bottom of our washi sticker, or it wasn't a sticker, just our piece of washi decoration. Oh, I really like that. Very pretty. Let's see if we want to add anything else. I really like this cardstock, and I'm thinking if I just do a little angle of it, and then like that. Not so far down. Just do a little piece. There, and I like that this is treasured heirlooms because, you know, for 2022 this will be a little treasured heirloom. I like that wording on that paper I had in my stash. And let's see, I might get a little piece kind of go back behind that. Let's see what that looks like. I like the little spots of green. Let's put that on there. Ink first. Okay, put the green piece down first. And then my little book page piece of cardstock next. And kind of fiddle around with them how I want them. Okay, yeah, I like that. I am going to do a few splatters of white and tarnished brass. So okay, tarnished brass. Now it is not going to stick to that washi because it's a very glossy piece, so that will not stick. So once I get it splattered, I'll go back and wipe off that piece. It does look very beautiful, but it's so slick that it's not going to stick to that. So I'll wipe that off. Okay, so there's that wiped off. And then I will splatter some white. So while that is drying, I will go around the edges to see if there's any spots that I need to trim off. So if I flip it over so you can tell there's that spot there that I need to trim. And that's all done. I'm going to use my heat tool and help this along to dry, and then we're going to stamp there on that part. Oh, and I know that some will ask if I don't say these. I think you got a pack of these in the last AJ kit, so that's where these came from. They were from an overseas supplier, and I don't know that we can get any more, but I knew I would have some questions about where that came from, so I wanted to go ahead and address that. I want to ink around the entire cover just to make sure everything looks good and finished. I'm using my regular walnut stain ink to stamp. So all I need is the 2 and the 0. And I'm just going to stamp them individually. I'm not one to line them up and try to stamp them. I usually mess up. I mess up something. That might go well out here because I know I'm not going to cover that whole piece with my stamping. So 2, 0, 2, 2. Okay. There's the first 2. Alright, there is my year stamped on, and I think it looks a little plain, so I'm going to see what this would look like if I did a little label around it. So let's stick this on. This is from Signet Stamps, and I just got some label stamps that Mom had, and yes, she knows that I got them. I didn't just steal them from her. Okay, so there's that. I got out this just to see if there's something in that I want to add on. And let's look here. If I put that around that, yes, that looks good. And I don't think I'm going to do it too dark. I want a light color. So let's do, alright, I'm going to get a scrap piece and ink this on the scrap piece and see what that looks like. Make sure it's not too dark. It kind of looks the same. That's pumice stone. Let's do something lighter than that. Okay, let's see what antique linen looks like. I like that. It won't stand out too much. So let's do that. This is the antique linen oxide. And I'm going to have to get right over this, so I apologize for it not being in better frame. I will move it up now that I've got it all set. And stamp that pretty hard. And then pull up. Yep, I like that because it does blend in, but it gives just a little bit of character to it. And then these are cute. Even with me stamping over into that, I will save that and cut those out and use those later on something. I like that. Those little signet label stamps come in handy quite a bit. Let's look in our Tim Holtz field notes, little tiny snippets. There's a pretty butterfly. Now it's blue. Oh, I think even though that butterfly is beautiful, it's blue and it doesn't really go. But look at that red and that red. It goes really well. I don't want to cover up too much of that. But see, things can stick out this way because it'll be the front cover of the book. I like that. Let's look at this piece here, maybe. All right, so I think that is how I want to finish that off. I love this snippets collection from Tim Holtz. It has tiny little pieces in it that work when you are working with a smaller project. Alright, so there is my front cover, and I will wait and do my holes again when I get the back side of the front cover decorated. I'm going to collage that and put a pocket on, and the pocket will just be here. It won't go over the holes, and then I'll be ready to trim those holes again. But here it will be like this. Like I said, I will be collaging for January on this first one, willy-nilly, just ever how the mood hits me, and then leaving room on the back side to journal. And then this will be February, all collaged up, just like I did the cover here. So that is my plan for this. So this will be a series video. I will come back in the next few days, and we'll do the back side here, and then we can go ahead and do the back cover and the back pocket also. And then the next video will be January's, how we're going to collage that up. So anyways, once a month you'll be getting a little sneak peek into this and how this is progressing. And like I said, in the next few days I'll come back and we'll decorate these. So if you want to go along with me, of course you don't have to have a spiral spine if you don't want it. You can make your little collage journal any way you would like. Just make sure that you have 12 pages on the inside. Okay, one for each month. Alright, I will give you some up close and personal pics of this cover, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Love y'all. Bye.